One of the greatest things to ever happen to the Mile High City happened 10 years ago today. Welcome into your Denver Sports Daily for June 26th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel Vigil.
Two things you only dreamed would come together. A delicious cheesy quesadilla wrapped around a beefy burrito. The new Quesarito from Taco Bell.
Now, you might be like, Rachel, why in the world are we watching a Taco Bell commercial, especially one that obviously looks like it's 10 years old? Well, that's because 10 years ago today, we watched a Taco Bell commercial for the Quesarito while Nikola Jokic was drafted 41st by the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic is now an NBA champion, two-time MVP. Three-time MVP. How could I forget? NBA Finals MVP and the first player in NBA history to lead in the playoffs in total points, total rebounds, and total assists. The Quesarito was discontinued last year, in case you would like to know, and he lasted longer in the NBA than the Quesarito did in the Taco Bell menu. Now, tonight is the NBA draft, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Plus. Who's going to be the next great that the Denver Nuggets will draft and bring to the Mile High City, and will they help Nikola Jokic win another championship? That's the question. But it's a legendary day. We love the Taco Bell commercial, and we love Nikola Jokic here in the Mile High City. Okay, so another thing happening with the Rockies, not with the Rockies, with Rocky of the Nuggets. Rocky debuted in December of 1990 as a mountain lion that had been struck by lightning. The extremely recognizable and beloved mascot is a staple here in the Mile High City now, but Rocky has only been played by one person until a short time ago. According to reporting by Westward, Ken Solomon was the only person to perform as Rocky until somewhere around 2021. It's unknown who's been playing Rocky night in and night out since Solomon fully retired, but there was supposed to be a smooth transition to his drag. But a source says he suffered a hip injury, which kept him out of most of last season and left the Nuggets with a third place person playing Rocky. Now, of course, we don't know who that is, but on June 25th, Kroenke Sports and Entertainment posted a job description for a mascot performer. It doesn't exactly spell out that you're applying to be the Hall of Fame mascot, but it does say that you need to know basketball. So put two and two together and you're saying, all right, it's probably going to be for Rocky. However, there are a few requirements for this job, just like any, but it requires a person to be between 5'5" and 5'9". Our very own Jake Shapiro was like, man, maybe I should apply to be the next Rocky, but unfortunately he does not fit into those measurements. Another interesting note, and prior mascot experience is needed. Tumbling, flips, dunking off of a trampoline, being able to comfortably be up on heights and all sorts of stuff. We've seen Rocky do crazy things over the year, but this is probably the most interesting one. Is there have been rumors that Rocky has made up to $600,000 all the way to $1 million. However, the position listed, the salary is only between $70,000 and $130,000 annually, which still a lot of money to be hanging out at Ball Arena watching Nikola Jokic, one of the greatest to ever do it, hang out and play basketball every single night. I don't know what the offseason looks like for a mascot. I'm sure you have to go to some sort of events, but just saying, that's a pretty wild penny right there for somebody who really just works from like October to hopefully June when the Nuggets can win another championship. $70,000 to $130,000. I'm not too disappointed in that. We will switch over now, though, because even though we're staying in the NBA, we're really going back to Villanova because the Villanova boys are reunited. Last night, the NBA went absolutely freaking nuts. When I tell you the Brooklyn Nets completed a massive overhaul of the franchise rosters, trading their best player, Malika Bridge, to the New York Knicks. Sources told ESPN this on Tuesday. And then they also landed a deal with the Houston Rockets to return the franchise's first-round picks that they lost in the James Harden trade. The Knicks will send the Nets their unprotected, get ready for this, first-round picks in 2025, 2027, 2029, and 2031, along with a protected 2025 first-round pick from the Bucks, an unprotected 2028 first-round swap, and a 2025 second-round pick. Are you kidding me? What an overload of picks. They said we are going all in right now. Let's go. Literally, Twitter went crazy. X, whatever you want to call it, went just crazy last night. The Nets were also listing several offers for several different teams for Bridges, but his desire to play with his three former Villanova teammates on a championship contender really took place. So the four guys hopped on FaceTime last night, and that completes the group for New York's team, now former Villanova stars. So they already have Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart from Villanova's two champion teams as of the late decade. So, yeah, things went a little crazy. I love that they all hopped on FaceTime and they were like, let's freaking go. The time is now. Now, the time is also now because the Lakers are hoping to keep LeBron James for as long as they possibly can. And ESPN reports that the team is ready to offer, get ready for this, LeBron James a 3-year max deal worth $160 million. No surprise there, as he's obviously one of the best to ever have played. But LeBron is expected to opt out of his final year of his current deal and become a free agent. But money, which LeBron James probably doesn't need, might not be the deciding factor for James. He's talked about wanting to play alongside his oldest son, Bronny, who has entered this year's NBA draft. And where will Bronny go? That's a good question. We will hopefully be finding out tonight in the first round, or maybe second round tomorrow night. Who knows? But the other question that we want to know is, where's Cody Williams going to go? Obviously, a CU buff that has had a lot of talk around him. He dealt with some injuries this year, but where is Cody Williams going to go? I've seen boards with him going as high as 5 and all the way down to 18. He's a versatile defender. He's a finisher with a long arms, and man, they are long and lanky. He shot 41.5% from 3 on limited attempts, like I said, because he was injured. So where is he going to go? Some people are hoping he'll fall all the way down to 28, where the Denver Nuggets are going to pick. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's possibly going to go in the top 10, which would be very, very exciting. Other NBA news that we got for you, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're rewarding head coach Chris Finch for a 4-year contract extension. This is very well deserved. The T-Wolves are coming off of their best season in the last 20 years, going 56-26 in the regular season before falling to the Dallas Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals. They obviously knocked out the Denver Nuggets out of the playoffs this year. Through four seasons, Finch has had the highest winning percentage of any coach in franchise history over there with the Timberwolves. So very well deserved. He obviously dealt with an injury while he was dealing with the Nuggets. But of course, they end up going on, like I said, and beating the Nuggets, knocking them out, and then losing to the Mavs. But still, a contract extension is definitely a good thing for them. Now we will move on to the NFL. Hit that transition. Let's do it, man. You guys, I love those transitions. I think they look so good. But let's talk NFL now, because the last time, there it is. We love a transition, but Jonas Griffith. So happy to see him. He took some regular season snaps. It's been a long time now, everybody. Buckle up. It has been a long time, because the last time that he did take a regular season snap, Nathaniel Hackett was calling plays for Russell Wilson. Yeah, a lot has changed in 2 years, and a lot has changed since we've seen Jonas Griffith out on the football field. But how's the linebacker feeling after tearing his ACL? That's a good question. He says feeling 100%, and his knee is feeling better than it did before. But how was it getting back out on the field this year? He'll tell you as he joins Zach Bye and Philip Lindsay on The Drive. Take a listen.
Yeah, I honestly would say the first day of OTAs allowed me to, honestly about the first week would have allowed me to kind of get over that mental hurdle like you talked about. That was big for me, just the mental hurdle. And then after that, I was fine. Like I took the brace off and the trainer's like, no, don't do that. And so I haven't worn it since.
Major shout out to Philip Lindsay and Zach Bye, because it's been great that they've been getting all of these Bronco players to come into the studio, sit down with them, and be able to just ask them questions and talk, completely naturally and everything else. Sometimes when you get guys on the phone, they're doing other things and you don't have their complete attention. So major shout out to Zach Bye and Phil Lindsay on doing this. But we remember how Jaleel McLaughlin was telling Zach Bye and Philip Lindsay that they hear the respect. We've got that video. Take a listen.
Yeah, I hear it, and it pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, and we gonna show them. We gonna show them. I want them same people to keep that same energy at the end of this year. And shoot, after the first game, because we're gonna show them the first game. But I want them to keep that same energy. Don't start putting us at, you know what I'm saying? And I done kept some receipts. You know what I'm saying? So when they come and they talk to me about it, we got something to say about it. But I think that y'all not even have they been to a practice? You know what I'm saying? Like it's
like those people, right?
Yeah. Have they been to?
Probably not.
Probably not,
No.
right? You know what I'm saying? But we gonna show them. And it pisses me off. And I'm sure if everybody in the locker room, if they seen it as well, like I am, it's gonna piss them off too.
They're keeping receipts. James Marilat doesn't like they're keeping receipts. If you listened on to Coffee Break on Monday, then you heard James get all disgruntled about that situation. Well, I don't blame Jaleel McLaughlin for keeping receipts. I think you have to definitely be better this year. That's the thing. You can only keep receipts if you are going to be a better team and you're going to prove people wrong. That's not by going out there winning 5 games, 6 games. No, you have to go out there and win 9, 10 games. In the NFL, that's very hard. But how does Jonas Griffith feel about that situation? Well, he did get asked that by Zach Bye and Philip Lindsay. Take a listen.
Definitely. I mean, if you're on social media, you'll see some of the stuff. And, some guys can say they don't see it, but you'll see it, especially if you follow any Broncos pages or anything. And I mean, it's definitely motivating. You try not to think too much of it because you know who you are. You don't allow somebody else to think who you are. That's the biggest thing for me. I know the type of guy and player that I am. I know the type of teammates that I have.
Sure.
And I know the type of work that we're putting in right now, which, at the end of the day, the work is never going to fail you. And I think that's the biggest thing. Your preparation, your work, your diet, everything, your sleep, everything that goes into, I think, and we have a lot of hungry guys who are looking to make a name and, for the team and for themselves, and I think that's the biggest thing. Like Jaleel, that's another guy, that hungry guy, comes to work every day. And, I'm excited to see him, and I'm excited to see myself too.
A lot of hungry guys that are looking to make a name for themselves and for the team. That's something you like to hear if you're a fan of Broncos country. I think that Jonas Griffith is going to have a good year this year. I'm excited to see him back out there. But my favorite storyline coming out of the interview with him was when he told Zach Bye and Phil, when asked about facing Russell Wilson. And he said, I want to pick off Russ for sure. That would be really cool to pick him off, and I get the victory. So they did ask him, would you say let's ride if you did sack him? And of course, he says no, because there is a level of respect. So really, again, like I said, awesome for Philip Lindsay and Zach Bye to be able to get Jonas to come into the studio, sit down and chat. So we really do appreciate the time over here at 104.3 The Fan and Denver Sports. But yeah, really cool stuff. Another cool thing, training camp is here, everybody. It's going to be here quite literally before we know it. The schedule was dropped today. So 9 News and 104.3 The Fan Broncos Insider reports the team will have 16 open practices for the Fan, which is the third most in the NFL. That trails only behind the Baltimore Ravens, who will have 20, and the Kansas City Chiefs, who will have 19. Still, Baltimore is capping camp at 1,000 fans per day, while the Broncos can host several thousands per day. So you can see full schedule right here. You got to get there for back together weekend on that Saturday, and then the first day of camp on to July 26th. We do know, however, that the team will actually be getting together. Like the first official day of training camp will be on July 24th, but like we said, they will be missing a few days. If you are a fan out there, we will be out there. So you will definitely get everything you need to know while we're out there again. And then the last one that you definitely should circle is going to be that August 16th, a joint practice with the Packers. So that's going to be a really, really cool one. For the second year in a row, fans will need tickets to out to the Broncos training camp, but they are free. So just make sure that you pay attention to when everything's going to be released. You should check out denversports.com. I'm sure we're going to have all the information that you need on how you can get tickets, etc. And again, that entire schedule too, for when you can go out there. So it's going to be here before we know it, everybody. I can't believe it is June 26th already. Like, time is flying. But that's going to do it. I see some of our comments just saying, happy Wednesday, Rachel. Happy hump day, Rachel. Have a great day. We were actually just talking about it. Our producer, Trey, was like, happy hump day. And I'm like, we haven't seen those commercials in forever. Like, what ended up happening to the hump day commercials? I feel like everybody truly loved them. And maybe it's as old as Nikola Jokic's and the Taco Bell commercials. So it feels like it's been a long time since we've seen those hump day commercials. But you guys, I appreciate you every single day spending a little bit of time. Let me know your favorite story from today. It was a lot of NBA. It was a lot of Broncos. Again, huge shout out to Jonas Griffith for coming into the studio and sitting down. We love hearing all of those stories. So there was plenty of good stuff. But you guys, that's going to do it for our Wednesday. Jake Shapiro is joining me because there is one name that the Denver Nuggets need to go and get tonight, as they will have the number 28 pick in the NBA draft. So let's hope that they can land a good one and hopefully get the Nuggets back to a championship. I'm kind of sad we didn't have a parade this year. It feels a little lonesome. Feels like my summer was a little longer than maybe I wanted it to be. So hopefully whoever they can get can be somebody that can come in here and really help this Denver Nuggets team. So come hang out with me. Like I said, Jake Shapiro's got that one name that he is circling that you're not going to want to miss out on it, which should be really good. And then we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully talking about who they picked. Be crazy if they traded away anybody tonight. Reggie Jackson, I don't know. Hopefully KCP is going to come around and say, I want to stay here in the Mile High City. Plenty of good stuff. I appreciate you guys as always, and get back to work on this Wednesday. Bye, everybody.